Welcome, math students. Here we have another rational expression. A rational expression is one expression over another. In this case, they're all x's, y's, and numbers. We have one expression over another. A rational just means something over another. It's a ratio divided by another rational expression. And if you remember right, when we divide two fractions, this is like a fraction. This is like 1/2 divided by 3/4. We take the second one, flip it, and multiply it. Division is just simply, by definition, flipping and multiplying. So I'm going to rewrite these things over here, but what I'm going to do is take account of the multiplication sign and all of the powers, and I'll walk you with me on this. So this one here is pretty easy. That's just copying what we have. So that's 4. That's this one. This one here, a little bit more to it. We'll put a long dividing line there. This is 2 cubed, which would be 8. And then it's x cubed and y cubed. We've now taken care of this whole first term. Now we're going to multiply, which means this is going to come to the top. So if this comes to the top, we're going to go 2 to the 4th power, which is 2 squared, which is 4, and 4 times 4 is 16. So I'm not even going to bother putting these separately, because you can always put fractions together like this as long as you're multiplying the top by the top and the bottom by the bottom. This becomes 16. This on the top becomes x to the 4. And this on the top becomes 8 times 4, which is 32. So y to the 32. This one goes in the bottom over here. This one becomes x, it's cubed, so it's 8 times 3, which is 24. So x to the 24 here. And this is y to the 15. Now we've simplified it in a sense. We've gotten everything together. I know there's numbers packed in here. There's letters together like this, but hopefully this doesn't confuse you. You could divide this all, put a multiplication sign right between here. I won't put a line in there because I'll just mess with our eyes here as we're trying to look at this. Now since we have our answers here, some are numbers and then this is a fraction here. Let's just take the numbers alone and start with just cutting the numbers and seeing what number we get. That will eliminate 2 of these possible answers. So it's 4 times 16. Well, it's probably easier for us to try to eliminate something. Here's 16 in the top, 8 in the bottom. That would leave us with, cancel that. That leaves me a 2. 2 times 4 is 8. So I'm left with an 8. That's the number on the top, which means these 2 are out. That's what you do on a test too. Now let's look at the x's. Since the x's here are dramatically different, let's just check the x's and see what we get for that. So on the top here, we have, I'll draw a line, x to the 8. And then over here, we have x to the 4. So x to the 4 on the top. Here we have x to the 3. And here we have x to the 24. You can quickly do something here if you want to. 24 and 4 is just going to leave me with 20 in the bottom here. So I'm going to put x to the 20 here. Hope that does not too fast. And eliminate this, just make this a 1. And we just have this left here. We can subtract 8 from here and 8 from here and be gone with the 8 up there and be left with x to the 12 in the bottom. X to the 12. 3 plus 12 is 15. So we're left with x to the 15 in the bottom. Is that any one of our answers? Check. We've got our answer. Move on. If you're working on a test, once you eliminate all the answers except one, circle it, move on to the next question. And then if you've left some of your mathematics on the table, come back at the end of the test and double check, making sure you did everything else. We're going to do the double checking. We're going to check for the y as well. I'm going to do a little bit of cheating here. I'm going to erase everything up here except the y's. Okay? Just maybe that'll help us. I don't know. We'll see. Here we have a y to the 5, a y to the 10, a y to the 15, but if we subtract these 2, we're left with a y to the 10 in the bottom. So that's that. That makes a 1 out of this one. Now we're left with this and this. So if we take a 3 out of this 33, this would leave us not 30, but 1 less, 29. So 29, this is gone. Subtract 10 from 29, leaves us with 19. So y to the 19 on the top. Let's check our answers. There. Notice there's a y to the 19 here as well. So they do throw some of these same numbers in here, just to confuse you. Here's the y to the 19. So we've solved that problem. I hope that helped. If it did, check out the next video and we'll continue to learn about rational expressions and get you ready for your exam.